Yo, have no fear. HeroSphere is here.
Hey Brawlers, this is part 3 of setting up the Bakugan Simulator. Now, last time we got our deck all figured out, and if you haven't done that yet, make sure you check out the link here to set up your deck. Also, if you haven't downloaded the simulator, there's also a video on how to do that, the best ways of doing it, some tips and tricks. Check out that video as well. We thank our kind video editor, Despacito. Thank you so much for helping us with those links and getting us connected to the right videos. This video is part 3. We're going through the settings and just the last few things we have to do before we can start playing the simulator with our own decks in our own way. First off, you're going to want to open up your shortcuts folder. This time, we're going to open up settings.toml. You're going to want to open this in Notepad. This is what'll pop up. This is your settings. This is your settings right here. We're going to be editing them right here in Notepad. Make sure you read this stuff. It's really important, okay? There's a bunch of different things in here that we can change, and then there's some things that you really don't want to change. Let's just go through them. Okay, so first off, just right off the bat, don't change anything that's on the left side of an equal sign. You can change things on the right side of the equal sign, but make sure that you keep the same syntax. Again, just like with the deck, syntax is so important. It needs to be just right. So if it's in quotes, keep it in quotes, and if it's not in quotes, then don't put it in quotes. Don't touch the game resolution. Right now, at least in this version of the simulator, we can't change that. That just is what it is, and if that's not working for you, I'm sorry. That's one of the things that I think would be a huge improvement, would be to make it so that we can change the game resolution and have, a window and different sizes of the simulator. Right now, all it can do is full screen, because that was just the simplest thing to do, and I wanted to get it out to you guys as fast as I could. So the first thing here, there's two features that I built in that you can choose to use or not. One is automatically energizing flip cards. If you have a flip card in your hand, it'll energize it for you automatically. If you want that, you put a 1 here. If you don't want that, you put a 0. So we're gonna keep it a 1 for now. And then auto place cores. This is probably not something you wanna do unless you just don't really care where your cores go and you just wanna get right into playing with your cards and testing your deck. So yeah, if you're just deck testing, then it might save you some time to put a 1 here. Otherwise, generally, you probably wanna keep it off. All it does is it places each player's cores in a circle around the center. So it's not even a legal core placement, frankly. But it's just something that I had that I was using during testing that helps speed things up, and so I just threw it into the settings. If you guys wanted to use that feature, go ahead and use it too. And then this is the real important part of it here. We have 2 different sections. We have player 1 and player 2. The first attribute is the name, and this is just what it displays on the simulator as your name. So it says, oh, this person won, so it'd be like HeroSphere won, congratulations, or it also uses this to show whose priority it is. So in the top corner, it'll say priority HeroSphere, or priority Dan, priority Magnus, right? So I have it set up so it's a classic Dan versus Magnus matchup here. So you can edit that however you want for your player 1 and player 2, and you don't have to if you don't want to. But then this part is pretty important right here. So this is your deck. This is the deck that player uses. First, you're gonna notice that this is in quotes. So we're gonna make sure that it's in quotes when we're done. Next thing is it's a .csv. So we need to leave that there. And that corresponds with this right here. So that's why it's really important to save it that way, because this is the only file that the simulator can read. You need to keep it like that with a .csv. And this tells you it's in the decks folder. So keep it in the decks folder, and that's how you get it there. And then this right here is the name of the deck. Right now, Dan is using HerOTK 2019.csv, right? Dan's using this deck right here. And this comes in with the simulator just like this. It's set up so you can play it that way. And then Magnus is using basicstream.csv. That's right here, right? So if I wanted to change this to the new deck that I just made, the change that I would make is I would go to this slash, and then I would get rid of basic stream up to the dot, and I would enter in my new deck's name just as I typed it before. Don't use spaces in your deck names. Dude, I totally didn't say that in the last video. Do not use spaces. Use underscores. If it breaks, it's your fault if you use spaces, okay? Use underscores because those don't break. They work. They work well. Just use them. So deck/newdeck.csv. So as long as you have it named exactly the same as how you named it before, then it'll work. And then just go ahead and acknowledge this, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. You're probably watching this on YouTube. I actually have a Patreon, so go ahead and support me on Patreon because that'd be a really cool thing to do. You can also get some cool things like just some cool perks. Check it out. There's a lot of cool stuff, mostly having to do with the simulator. But so once you're done with this, once you're done with the settings, you want to save it. Yeah, we're ready to go. So now to start the simulator, to start playing Bakugan with HeroSphere's TCG Simulator, all you gotta do is double click the HeroSphere TCG Simulator shortcut. You double click it and then you wait a minute. Okay, it takes a second. It's a big program. It's got a lot to do. It'll take a second to launch, so give it a second. It should take over your screen, make it nice and black like this. You get a few seconds to just kind of chill, let it load, and boom. Okay, so this is the automatic core placement. If that wasn't on, you could actually place your cores, but it's on, so it just went ahead, and I guess you guys get to see it. Made this little circle. Not even a legal core placement because I didn't put anything in the middle. So this is the simulator, guys. This is it. To see how to play the simulator, how it works, how to activate cards and all that, you're gonna have to come back for part 4, guys. So comment, like, and subscribe. Support me on Patreon, and check out the next video in the series, which is probably linked, I have to imagine. And yeah, dude, this is gonna be sick. I'm really excited to show you guys how the simulator works, how to play it, and everything. It's so freaking sweet. Okay, here's a little hint. I'll leave you this nugget. The best way to get out of the simulator, because there's not actually an exit button, is to press the Windows key on your keyboard. And then you go down here and you click X. Thanks for coming. Have yourself a beautiful, glorious day.